In today's video, part 3 in a series on file types, we're going to focus on the versatile PDF file. PDF is an abbreviation that stands for Portable Document Format. This versatile file format was created by Adobe and gives people an easy, reliable way to present and exchange documents, regardless of the software, hardware, or operating systems being used by anyone who views it. PDF documents can contain links, buttons, form fields, audio, even video, and they can contain legal electronic signatures. They can be easily viewed on Windows or Mac OS machines using the free Adobe Acrobat Reader software. Adobe Acrobat Reader is software that's needed to read a PDF file. It's a free software program that can be downloaded from adobe.com. Many computers and internet web browsers already have the PDF Reader software installed. PDF files can also be read on smartphones and tablets. You may need to download the Reader app from the Google Play or App Store, or it may come pre-installed on your device. Adobe Acrobat Reader has an easy-to-use interface. When you open a PDF file on a computer, as I have here, you can use the tools at the top of the screen to zoom in and out, scroll up and down, advance to pages ahead, or go back to a previous page, highlight text, print, save, and more. Like many software programs, there is a basic free version and also a paid version with more functionality. Acrobat Reader is the free version, which is available for anyone, whether they're using a Windows-based or Mac OS-based device. Acrobat Pro is the paid version. Most everyday computer users will be able to use PDF files with the free Reader software. Depending on your specific needs, you may need the Pro version, such as when you're running a business or if you need to edit existing PDF files. Let's compare the two versions. Acrobat Reader is a free software download. You can read PDFs, print them, and annotate them, such as adding highlights or comments. You can fill out PDF format forms as well. With Acrobat Pro, it's a paid software program, and it has all the functions of Reader, plus you can edit PDF files, create forms, rearrange, insert, and delete pages, or make PDF files from photos and other software programs, like Word or Excel. It can be tricky to know when to use an original file format, like Word or Excel, and when to use PDF. Here are some tips to help you know how to choose. In the interest of time, let's focus on comparing document files made with Microsoft Word and PDF files. If you're making a document that will be printed at a commercial printing service, you'll want a PDF file. Documents like newsletters, magazines, and catalogs are sent to the printer as a PDF file. The PDF guarantees a print-ready file stays print-ready, with precise page layouts and high-resolution images remaining intact. With Word documents, that may not be the case. Content that will be shared online should be shared as a PDF. Whether it's a newsletter as mentioned above, or an employee handbook, the PDF will allow you to secure the file so that it can only be read and not altered. You can add clickable tables of contents, bookmarks, hyperlinks, and search tools to make your PDF behave like a web page, too. When archiving files, consider PDF versions. The compressed format means the file size can be very compact, making it ideal for storage. PDFs are essential for business and legal documents and forms that must retain their exact appearance. Using PDF format ensures that no one can change the wording of a contract, for example, or the terms of a legal agreement. If you need to combine file formats, a PDF is the right format for you. With PDFs, you can import text from Word, add photos and images in a variety of formats, and add Excel spreadsheets of accounting or sales figures and charts, and more. Remember, PDF files are viewable by just about anyone. just by using the free Adobe Reader software. If you're exchanging files with someone, perhaps via email, and they have an older version of Word, or perhaps they don't have Word software on their computer at all, they may not be able to open your file. Sometimes, even though the file can be opened, the appearance changes, such as when you use a specific fancy font. If the reader doesn't have the same font installed on their computer, the document will look very different on their screen. The PDF stores the information about its appearance within the document itself. It can even store the fancy font to guarantee your document looks just as you created it on the screen. Now, this section of the video makes it seem like Word documents aren't very useful, but that is absolutely not the case. Word has very powerful tools within it to make great-looking documents. If you have a document with an image in it that you want to reuse elsewhere, it's much easier to copy the image from a Word document than from a PDF file, because the PDF embeds the image, whereas the Word document allows you to easily select, copy, or move it. Remember, Word is a word processing software, and Adobe is not. Written documents like letters, memos, reports are much better suited to be prepared on Word. You can then use spelling and grammar tools and other useful features within the software as you create your document. When it's done, you then can save a second copy as a PDF file. We'll talk about creating PDFs in a moment. Word is easier to use for editing documents. You can easily change large areas of text to update fonts, change the flow of text between pages, adjust styles and themes to match your company's brand identity. And with a PDF file, you can only edit a few words at a time, and you have very limited editing options. Given all the comparisons we just mentioned, what is the best format to use? Your best productivity strategy is to use both formats. The Word format is the best choice for creating documents and making changes to works in progress. The PDF file is the preferred option for viewing and sharing final drafts of those documents. Create your documents with Word, then finalize into a PDF. If you have to make a major edit to a PDF file, the best idea is to convert it to Word. Make your changes and then resave it as a PDF file when you're done with your changes. Compatibility is one of the greatest strengths of PDF files. Consider this. Let's look at Joe Smith's resume. He made it with Microsoft Word. If Joe sends his resume as a Word file to someone using a Mac computer, the Pages software will open the file, but the text may be misaligned, or the colors altered, or the fonts even totally changed. This issue can be subtle, like shown here, or to the extreme, so the document is very difficult to read. If the opposite were true, where Joe made his resume with Pages and was sending it to a hiring manager using Word, the hiring manager wouldn't even be able to open the Pages file with Word. Joe's best practice should be to create the resume in his word processor. Whether that's Word or Pages doesn't really matter. Either software program has the tools to create a professional-looking resume. Joe should save his Word or Pages file in case he ever moves and needs to update his address, or if he gets a new job and wants to add it to his resume. Remember, native files, like Word or Pages, are more easily edited in the future. Joe should then save his file a second time as a PDF. Once Joe has converted his resume to a PDF version, he should use the PDF for posting online at job search sites or for emailing to hiring managers. PDF is the best format for sending out because Joe will ensure that the managers viewing his resume can open it on a Mac or a Windows computer, and it'll look great. We've talked a lot about making Word documents into PDF files. If all that file converting sounds intimidating, let me assure you that the software tools make it fairly simple to do. Here's how. Shown here on my screen is a Word document. It's a resume for our imaginary job seeker, Joe Smith. Joe wants to save his resume in PDF format. There are two ways he could do this. He could go to File and choose Save as PDF. He'll name the file and choose its location. I'll put it on the desktop for now, and click Save. The PDF Maker makes the PDF file. Notice the Word document here in the background and the PDF look the same. If Joe were to move, it would be difficult to change his address in the PDF file. It's easier to do that with Word, so he should also save the Word file because he might want to edit it later. A second method Joe might use is to head to the File tab and choose Save As. Choose its location. I'll put this on the desktop. And here, where it says Save as File Type, you can change it to any number of formats, including a template, an older version of Word, or a PDF. Doing it this way gives Joe the extra options to do advanced changes to his PDF file. For example, he can choose which pages he wants to save, or make it PDF compliant, or encrypt the document with a password. Click Save, and the converter makes a PDF version of the resume. These same techniques work with other Microsoft Office software, such as Excel. Head to File, Save as PDF, to save your data spreadsheets as PDF files. This is a little different because it wants to know which sheet in your workbook you want to save. That will become part of the PDF. When you're done choosing your sheets, say Convert to PDF. Give your file a name. Under Location, I'll put it on the desktop, and hit Save. The converter will do its work, and here's my Excel spreadsheet as a PDF file. Here's a PowerPoint presentation I have for kids on how to stay safe online. This can be saved as a PDF. That will save each slide on its own page. File, Save as PDF. Give your file a name and a location. Hit Save. It does ask if we want to convert the speaker notes into the PDF. I'll say no. And the software has now converted our slideshow into a PDF. I have a PDF file that I want to edit with Microsoft Word. I can do that. File, Open, and then browse to find your file. I'm going to open Staying Safe Online, which is a PDF. I'll get an alert from Microsoft Word. This alert is telling me that it's going to convert my PDF into an editable Word document, and it might take a while. The resulting Word document will be optimized to allow you to edit the text, so it might not look exactly like the original PDF, especially if the original file contained a lot of graphics. Thanks for that warning, Microsoft. Let's hit OK. This is a one-page file, so it only took 3 or 4 seconds to convert the PDF into a Word document, and it looks just like the original. However, it's not actually just like the original. In the original file, I used styles here on the Home tab to make this password tips as a heading 1, which helps me with editing files later. You can see Word put that text into a text box. And it did that with all my text. It made lots and lots of text boxes. So it doesn't always get it exactly right when it's a complicated document. Here's a pro tip. When you're making documents, save the Word version and the PDF. So if you ever need to make updates, you can do it right on the source file. Making the edit in Word is much easier than converting the PDF back to a Word document and dealing with formatting errors like all those text boxes. The best way to learn is to try out these new techniques for yourself. Almost all productivity software can create or use PDF files, and many software programs can be used to open and edit PDFs. Pause the video here to see a few ways you can experiment with converting files. Want to learn more? GCFLearnFree.org has a tutorial all about PDF files that you can view under its Basic Computer Skills section. Adobe.com also has loads of information about PDF files on its website. If you're having difficulty creating or opening PDF files, you can call our Digital Literacy Program for guidance. Call 518-272-4210 and visit our website for more digital literacy learning resources.